He's the smooth talking, drive walking, organic banana eating, coffee drinking, vegan since 2013. It's the one and only Adam Josh!
Morning! Good morning, everyone. It's true what they say. My name is Adam Josh. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Morning Banana Show, number 147. Gonna turn that guy off. That is Adam and the Joshes. You can go to our website, adamjosh.com, and check out the song that we were just listening to. I think it was called Further From This Cage. I'm here checking the live streams. That seems good. Speaking of live streams, let's go over and check out the chaos and the carnage in the nuclear war zone of Ukraine. I'm over here on my camera here. on my computer here, I've got 16 different live cams. Gonna crack into a banana. Man, we have a lot to catch up on. And I should still be eating a banana because I want one. So, these cameras are from all over the Ukraine, and you can see this the same as I can. Go on YouTube and type in, live cams. We've got Kiev, Perovo, Mykolaiv, Odessa. They got, what is that? And Lviv. The camera is set up around like a skiing resort course or a gondola. Yeah, it's a gondola. I mean, there might be a nuclear war with Russia going on right now, but we're not stopping skiing, are we? So anyway, people walking a little at least. Yeah. So anyway, looks peaceful and wintry, according to these cameras here. Anyway, I feel like there's a lot going on in Russia and the Ukraine, and generally speaking, I feel like most people are starting to realize that maybe Adam was onto something with all this corruption talk. We've got photos of Obama and revelations of Obama back in his day going over to Ukraine to do deals, obviously, and the Biden administration, the Hunter Biden laptop from hell, detailing their business dealings with the Ukraine. Obviously, super corrupt. Corruption never ceases to be corrupt. Obviously. But, for the normies, it takes a while for them to catch up, I guess. Here we are just, a decade ahead. I was talking about chemtrails. Go ahead, look up the videos. Back in 2008, I watched the movie Contagion back when it came out. Like 10 years ago. You can see me on camera talking about how one day this is going to play out in the real world, and here we are, post-pandemic. Pandemic 1. I remain unvaccinated. I remain unjabbed. And somehow I'm still miraculously here. I am a living, walking, breathing miracle. I'm not saying that you should operate from the understanding that everybody in media and government wants to kill you, and you should operate your entire life like that. You'll be healthier. I'm not saying that. That's not my advice. But, all right, so what can I catch you up on? It is February 1st, 2023. That's crazy. Where's our flying cars? We don't have flying cars. The best we can get, sorry, is pandemic for 2 years and electric cars that shut off if you try to leave the country. Sorry, your personal credits have run out. Your social credit does not allow you to pass from this country to the next, or from one province or state to the next. A lot of fun news. My rust check season is basically over. And one of the reasons I don't do a lot of morning bananas regularly is because sometimes I get so busy in the mornings that I don't even have time to sit and have a banana and talk with you guys. But right now I do. So when I say the rust check season is over, as many of you guys know who watch me, what I mean by that is the season where people are coming every single day, multiple times a day, to get a rust check on their vehicle. That's done with. So that season traditionally has been between August and January. So when I always say the end of January, it sputters out into February, and then it's like a ghost town. And this January that just passed, I wound up doing something like 5 times more numbers than I did last year. So that's good. Overall, the whole season, if I was to say, okay, at this point, looking backwards, how many did I do in the season? I did well over 300. I was aiming for 300, so I'm now closer to the mid 300s or 350 or around there. So happy about that. I'm happy about that. But with numbers come higher costs. So for example, the gas bill to heat the shop, for example, in December was $700, which is a lot of money in gas to heat a shop. But then it was double in January, so $1,400 to heat the shop in January, which is a kick in the nuts. However, if you think about it, well, he's opening the door 5 times more than he did in January 2021, or January 2022 rather. 5 times more because I'm opening the door, letting a vehicle in, all the heat's coming out, close the door, leave it open a crack. The heater's basically always on in the winter, and it's unfortunate, but you tell me a better way to heat the inside of a shop. It's a big space, so we've tried all the other types of heating, and there's no good answer, but gas prices have gone up a little bit, so it's been a pinch to heat the shop in winter. It is what it is. Moving on from that subject, what else can I tell you? My adopted dad, the guy in the photo over there, if you can see, was voted to be the president of the Islamic Society of our town for the next 2 years. It's a 2-year term. So you're currently watching the executive assistant to the president of the Islamic Society of our local town. It's no secret. I have been a helper and assistant, the eyes and ears and hands to my adopted dad for many years, and unless I'm physically out of the country, that's usually how it goes. And when I'm out of the country, I do my best. But if I'm on vacation or out of the country, he'll have to deal with other people, I guess. How does that affect us? My dad and his family, they're involved in the Islamic community, whether he's the president or not. For him, it means more meetings and more, executive decision making on what to do with the funds that have been donated. The funds that have been donated to Allah in the local mosque area. So, my dad, guy in the photo there, being the coolest person I know, has spent his entire career handling money and dealing within budgets. So handling money on behalf of the Islamic community is not that big of a deal. It's more that the community has their own ideas about how this money should be spent, and a lot of the people in the community may be new to the community, and imagine coming to the community from some other country and saying, hey, we're here in the Islamic community and this is what we think we should do with the money that is here in the pot to spend. So obviously, somebody who's been in the community longer would say, welcome to the community. We appreciate your ideas. However, we're gonna think about our community and the money that is here and what our purposes are for, not what some newcomers are telling us, or what ideas they think they have. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. So I've finished the rush check season, which means I've been going into repairs at the restaurants. So this week, Monday night, I switched to nights, and I did some nighttime repairs at the restaurants, which I would rather not have done, but I'd rather not work at night because it screws up my whole sleeping schedule. But one of the repairs was tiles in front of a freezer door, which during business hours, which is like 11 to 11, there's no good time to stand in front of the freezer at a restaurant or crouch down. The other repair was the door closer, which, commercial doors, when they open, there's a door closer that kind of pulls them back. I got one on my door here. But those door closers, again, same thing. There's not really a good time to do a door closer repair in a restaurant that's open 7 days a week because people are coming in and out of the door. So, especially if there's only one door at our ice cream restaurant, there are two doors. So when I'm working on one, I can keep the other closed, or vice versa. So, unfortunately, at restaurant number 6 and restaurant number 2, these repairs had to be done in the middle of the night. So I was working until, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sounds like I think I went to bed at 4 o'clock Tuesday morning. So here I am. I was in yesterday for one rust check, and now I'm kind of getting back to waking up in the morning, and I thought, I'll sit down and talk with the morning banana fans. Another thing I can tell you guys, since the rust check season has slowed down, since I'm doing repairs at the restaurants now, and I'll be in here, in out of there, in town, out of town, all over the place. One thing I can tell you is, so I've developed a investment portfolio technique that is good for Canadians but can apply to others, and it's so good that I'm thinking about, honestly, I'm not even joking, I'm considering writing a book about all the things I've learned about investing in my life so far at 41. And you might laugh at that, but the reality is my grandma on my dad's side got me into investing when I was a child. I'm talking in the 80s. And then gave me the portfolio when I was 16. And I still have some of those stocks in paper form, which I would need to go down to the Toronto Stock Exchange and figure out how to get those from paper into my current portfolio. But anyway, all of that to say, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've followed people's advice when maybe I shouldn't have, and I listened to guys who thought they know what they were talking about, and I've listened to my customers more so than any other advice that I've taken over the years. The biggest sources of information for me have been the internet, my adopted dad, life experience, and my customers, and people on Twitter, I guess. But my customers here, you can imagine, say I have 300 to 400 people that come through here a year. A lot of them are retired, and you know the way I am. I will plumb them. I will look at them like a sun-kissed orange before they leave, and I will plumb them and ask them for information if they have any. So when it comes to investing, I like to ask a lot of my retired guys and retired customers here what they recommend. With the young guys who invest, I like to ask them what they're into, which is how I heard about crypto, how I heard about all these different things. And then I started reading books, about investing. John C. Bogle, I've read a bunch of I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's other books about investing that I've read, but off the top of my head, those are 2 names. And I kind of condensed all the information and into one type of investment strategy that I've been using in my portfolio for a while now, and it's working, and I want to share it with people. And I feel like it's something I could write a book about and give talks about. I don't feel like I know everything about investing. I don't feel like I know everything about every market, but I feel like I have a lot more questions than answers. And I feel like the things that I know are worth teaching, though. And I know when something is worth teaching and when it's not. I know that when you have enough information to write a book, and you can, maybe you should. Of course, I don't have to write a book. I could tell you my investment strategy in detail throughout the Morning Banana shows. I could tell you on Twitter. I could write it on my website and tell you this is what I'm doing. But I think it would be more beneficial to write a book about it. You get a book in your hands. I get $29. Everybody wins. You get information. I teach you. You take it seriously. I get another source of income. I get to be a published author, so everybody wins. That's what I'm thinking about. That's where my head's at. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying I am going to write a book. I'm saying I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about writing a book. And I probably will, but I'm thinking about it. But anyway, fam, I would tell you the name, but then somebody might copyright the name before I do it, so I'm not going to do that. So that's been the Morning Banana Show. I hope that you guys have been having a good year so far. February 1st, 2023, here we are. I hope that you guys take care of yourselves. You can follow me on Twitter. If you'd like to support me, you can send me a tip. You can send me a cash bonus to adam@adamjosh.com via e-transfer. I have tip links on my website if you want to support me. You can subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, we passed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is pretty cool, right? Over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just on the channel that I'm operating on. I have like four other YouTube channels, but on the one that you're watching this on, if you're watching it on YouTube, then that would be over 1,000 subscribers. Check it out for yourself. And I think that's cool. As far as Twitter goes, we're holding at 23,400 followers. Those are the numbers, fam. Yeah, so follow me on Twitter. We'll chat there. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show. Take care. Have a great day.